Hey everybody, so buckle up. This is going to be one of the biggest unboxings I've ever done. Yeah, I can't believe I was allowed to work on these books for gentlemen. These are not my books. These are some of the nicest, most perfectly centered, most perfectly curated copies of these books that I've ever seen. So it was a just absolute joy to work on them. And yeah, excited to show you the grades. I already know what they are. And so yeah, let's just, no particular order here. Well, actually, there is kind of an order. I kind of saved a couple of the biggest books for last, intentionally. But the rest of them are just kind of random here, so let's just go ahead and get started. We've got a New Mutants number 87, first appearance of Cable. And we got the 9.8. White pages, now started as about a 9.4. I would say raw copy, but very good bones. Like all of these books were kind of that way. They had some defects, they needed some work, but the potential was just through the roof on every single one of these books. And the next one, we have another key, Superheroes Secret Wars 8. And yeah, this one, again, I've had as about a 9.4. Obvious 9.8 candidate was my note on it, and we did get the 9.8 white pages, so we're 2 for 2 on 9.8s so far. And another very, very big book for Sabretooth, Iron Fist number 14. This one was again about a 9.4, as near mint copies across the board on a lot of these. 3 or 4 tiny color breaks on the spine, just very, like, right on the edge of the spine, and virtually flawless otherwise. And we got another 9.8 white pages, so I believe the owner will be happy about those 3 grades so far. Next one is one of the books I've never worked on, Doctor Strange number 1 from 1974. This one I had as a borderline 9.6, 9.8, more on the 9.6 side though. Yeah, it's still one of the most pristine books out there. I mean, I'm being very nitpicky, but I'm conservative, so I had this, I could see this going either way, 9.6, 9.8, but once again, we got 9.8 white pages. Just an absolutely gorgeous copy of this book. We're going to move to some magazine-sized books. Now, he sent me 3 of these. One of them, he's getting ready for a signing, so I've already finished that one. And I'll tell you what that one is in just a moment. But the first one I'll show you here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. I had this as a 9.8 when I was done. And I think it's a pretty obvious 9.8. I had a note of no unfixable defects, so I fixed everything. So I'm really not sure why it got 9.6, because I think this is an obvious 9.8 copy. So yeah, I'm a little bit, I just have no clue, because there's really nothing on this book that would indicate that it's supposed to be a 9.6 or worse. I mean, it's just virtually perfect. I mean, just be the judge yourself. I have it as 4 points on my grading tool. And that's just about anything 7 or better typically has a really good chance of 9.8. So 4 is like, that's like a 2 or 3, 4 defect book at the most. And yeah, so why we didn't get the 9.8, I'll have to revisit that. And we did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4. Now I did have this one as a 9.6. And we got the 9.6. The number 2 is a little bit nicer than this one. I had this one as a 7.0 points on my grading tool. But still an absolutely beautiful copy, and I fully expected to be able to get 9.8 on both of these books. I'll have to talk to the owner. If he thinks this is a harsh grader, we might resubmit one or both, just to find out, get a second opinion, because I've gotten a 9.8 on this book that was not quite as nice as this one. So yeah, and then we've got off-white to white pages. I mean, I don't remember that. I didn't make a note. Usually I'll make a note. I think those maybe should have been white pages as well. And here's a book that I've never worked on before. Showcase number 60, first Silver Age appearance of the Spectre. DC Comic love here we're given. This was a 9.6 slab when I got it. And so yeah, I just wanted to, I think mainly the owner just wanted to take a crack at 9.8, but mainly just clean it up and make it look better in the case. And I was able to do that. And but unfortunately we just got the 9.6 again. And what it is there's a pretty long tick right there. I'd say it's about a 1/4 inch. And that is it. I mean, that's kind of the reason we're getting the 9.6. If it wasn't for that, or it was half as big as it is, this is a 9.8 otherwise. I mean, hold it like this. That's a 9.8, right? So yeah, but 9.6 white pages on a 1966 copy of this book. It's a pretty big book. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be unhappy about that. I just think, you know, couldn't see that tick as well while it was in the case before I cracked it. So yeah, sometimes that happens. And one of my favorite books, as everybody that follows this channel knows, because I'm a huge McFarlane fan, is ASM number 300. Okay, got it as about a near mint copy. And 3 or 4 of the tiniest minute color breaks on the spine. I've got 9.8s in this book that were not near as nice as this one, though. It's actually the nicest presenting cover of this book I've ever seen. Now look at, and the reason I say that is because of the coloring. There's a wide variation of the depth of the colors on this book. Look how deep and dark the reds are. Sometimes they almost look orange. But this has very heavy inking on it, which is the sign of a nice presenting copy. And it also has perfect centering. If you look at the staples perfectly in the middle of the spine. And vertically and horizontally, it's a little bit low, you know, vertically, but very, very, very minor. It's not like obscenely low where this is like cut off, but, you know, horizontally, it's got perfect centering and the deep dark colors. And we were able to get the 9.8 white pages, which, yeah, I'm really jealous of this book. I want this on my wall. I have a copy of the 9.8, 300, but it's not as nice as this one. Okay, now we have first appearance of Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night, number 32. And the top front corner, and there's a few color breaks on the spine. There's a little, this is kind of boogered up right there, and there's some color breaks on the spine. I think this is just a classic 9.4 copy, and that's exactly what we got, 9.4 off-white to white pages. Not unexpected on this book. I was hoping we would have a chance at that 9.6, but I think it's a stretch on this book. And once again, through the case, it looked like 9.6 could be possible, but once I cracked it, yeah, the book was a little bit overgraded, I think, beforehand. Actually, take that back. That's not this copy. This was a raw copy. There's a slab in here still that was overgraded, and I think that's the next one we're going to do, but we'll talk about that one here in just a second. But yeah, absolutely beautiful copy. Very nice centering. And yeah, I mean, just an absolutely fabulous copy of this book. Now, a book that I've only worked on a couple times, and that is the first Silver Age appearance of the Riddler, Batman number 171. This is a giant book, huge book. Now, I got this as a 9.2 slab, hoping to get a bump to at least 9.4, because I believe there's a huge jump in value at 9.4. But once I got it out of the spine, I noticed that crunch was just too much to completely get out. Has some color break associated with it. There's a tiny corner crease to the front as well that I was unable to really see out while it was in slab, and I really can't see it right now. So this book was significantly overgraded. I think it was more of an 8.0 before I started working on it, and it somehow got 9.2. It was on an older slab, I believe, and they were a little bit looser, I think, back then. So I was just trying to retain that 9.2, really. That was the goal, and I honestly think this is just a 9.0. It's just a 9.0, and that's what we got, 9.0. We did get the white pages, though, which is pretty huge on this book, and it's a beautifully presenting copy of this book. And yeah, you can just see there's a couple of big color breaks here, here and here. And I believe there's a little crease right here. And there's a corner crease on here, but I can't see it through the slab. But it's a beautifully well-kept book. Look how white the back is. And the front as well. Now, I didn't do any kind of whitening on these books. So this is how they were when I got them. That's just how ridiculous these books were. So that one's a little bit disappointing, but we'll take the 9.0 because I just think that's what this is. I don't know what the value is between 9.0 and 9.2. I don't really look at values. I just remember the owner saying that it had a big jump at 9.4. So that's what we were going for. But unfortunately, back down to 9.0. You cannot win them all. Now, there's 2 books left. And these books, not all of them, they pale in comparison a little bit to these 2 last books. Not really this last one, though. That's a huge book as well. But we have an ASM 129. And let me just make sure on my notes that I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Okay. Once again, there were just these tiny little edge color breaks, 3 or 4 of them to the edge of the spine. They don't really extend into the book itself, but I still take note of them. Well, that's pretty common, and you can still get 9.8 with those. There were 5 big fingerprints on this book. 5 big fingerprints. One right here between Punisher's legs, a couple right here, one up here, and then a kind of a minuscule one like in this area. I think actually right here in the blue. Those are a pain in the butt, but I did have good success. I think I got them 95% out in this book. And in fact, I challenge anybody to find where they were. I only can find them because I know where they are. And there's like the tiniest little minuscule hint in a couple spots that you can see. But you gotta know they're there to really find them. This is one of the top 5 copies of this book I have ever seen. Presenting, the centering, the colors, the overall just everything about this book is one of the top 5 copies. Now, I've gotten 9.8 in this book twice. I've gotten 9.6 a few times, and I've gotten 9.4 a whole slew of times. This is really, I'm conservative. This is nicer than most of the 9.4s. Probably about on par with a strong 9.6. Now, I have this as a 9.4, and what that is just an accumulation of tiny defects here and there. I counted off for the fingerprints that used to be there, and just the edge, a couple little bindery things, and but it's still in that range where it could get a very good grade. Now, I already know the grade, as you know, but you will be a little bit surprised, hopefully very happy for the owner, that he got a 9.8 on this book. My 3rd time getting 9.8. It did get off white to white pages, which I do not agree with on this book. It drives me nuts. This is not an off-white to white pages book by any stretch of the imagination. It is white pages through and through. There's no way to show you. Maybe I have some photos. If I could find those, I'll show them. But it's white pages. I mean, come on, man. Give us the 9.8. I guess I'd rather have 9.8 off white to white than 9.6 white pages, but still, I mean, You give us the 9.8, but you taketh away a little bit. But I obviously he's still going to be extremely happy to have the 9.8. And yeah, I'm thrilled. I think it's one of those borderline, could have went either way. I have it as a strong 9.4 myself on my grading tool, but take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes it can be off a little bit, and that's when there's just some tiny defects. I just gotta go crazy counting them. Some of them are just so minor and insignificant and negligible, I guess is what you were saying. I guess maybe this is just an accumulation of negligible defects, but you can have 9.8s with negligible defects. So I would say I've had one 9.8 nicer than this, but the other 9.8 I got was not quite as nice as this one. So it's somewhere right there in the middle, and then there's no doubt. Look at the pictures online if you want, and you be the judge. This is a 9.8 through and through, and I'm just very conservative, so take that, like I said, with a grain of salt. This is not a 9.4, even though, but I just honestly just say, and I'll just say my grading tool needs work, and one of those things I can put is like a little asterisk at the bottom and say, watch the negligible defects and try not to overdo it with those when you are using the grading tool, because if you go tiny defect on down, and then minor, if you put minor or tiny when it's actually 3 or 4 negligible defects, it's probably going to skew the tool. It's not perfect. It's mainly just to give you like a sense of where a book can be. But it's pretty accurate a lot of the time. I've had submissions where it got like 9 out of 10 right, as well. Okay, last book, but certainly not least, A Giant Size X-Men #1. Wow, this book, man, was my nemesis. This is one of the books I've put in the most work of any book in history. For the amount I made on this book, I probably would make more flippin' burgers at McDonald's, to be honest, because of all the hours and time and love I put into this book. It had significant spine rippling. And what it was, and what it is the staples, when this book was printed, somehow they got punched in, and it's too narrow between the staples. It's like the books was like flexed a little when the staples were put in. So there was significant rippling all down this book, especially between the staples inside. And it went all the way through the book. So what can you do about that? Well, you could put a lot of time in, some ironing, some humidity, numerous presses, kind of massage the area around the staples to kind of relax the paper, to kind of get the paper maybe to shift just slightly with it, but you can't tear the staple areas either. So it's a fine line you have to walk, and it's more of an art than anything. And I've worked on this book 25 times now, so I've started to learn the little tricks and everything that this book has that you can use to kind of massage things in your favor, because I've seen this rippling before. Not quite this significant though, so I have crossed that bridge before, and you learn a lot. I mean, that's how you get better at things. You get experience, and then the next time you handle it a little bit better going forward. Now, I thought this book was a 9.6, a strong 9.6. This book is nicer than The Amazing Spider-Man 129 I just showed you. So what does that tell you? All of the work, all of the hard work I put in this book paid off, because we just got another 9.8. Now, this is the third 9.8 on this book I've gotten as well. The other 2 copies were my copies, but that doesn't diminish from me being super happy for this gentleman to get this 9.8, because, I mean, it's still got a minor little rippling through it. You can see it, but this book is notorious for that anyway, so you could still have 9.8s with that, but it's very, very subtle now. And you got that common little color break there. I mean, the 9.9 copy of this has that right there. That's one defect you can see. Other than that, man, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it presents every bit as nice as that 9.9 from here. But you have to get it down at angles to really see that slight waviness to it now. But yeah, look how perfect. I mean, anybody that knows this book knows how common it is to have defects in this area. Look how perfectly blue, no color breaks, perfectly sharp corners. I mean, just absolutely beautiful, bright colors. This guy has like the best taste I've ever seen in picking books out, because this collection here is just insane. Absolutely insane. I can't remember when he said he got these books. I'll have to ask him that. But yeah, just absolute joy to work on these books. And I don't know what to say other than that. But look at this. This is something you don't get to do every day, is hold these 2 books in your hand. I don't have a third arm for the Batman 171, which is just as big of a book pretty much as these 2. But yeah, I mean, not to diminish this book at all. A 9.8 copy of this book is just absolutely insane. The Werewolf by Night 9.4 is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, all of these books are just absolute treasures, pieces of history, and now they're preserved, hopefully, for the very long term, so these can be enjoyed for generations to come. So that's it. Stay nerdy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.